This is Veda Sports, only on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the Veda Sports Podcast. I'm now 14-18 for the year. Hey, Mike is a very nice 21-11 for the year, but he lost his guaranteed pick last week when he guaranteed Denver to beat Jacksonville in the Mile High Stadium. Still, Mikey guaranteed 4 wins this season. He won 3, lost 1. If you followed his bets, you'd be up 10 units more if you bet double on his guaranteed picks. Oh, why do we have to talk about Mike so much? Because he's hot. He's a 4-time World Series of Poker winner. He knows sports. He studies sports. He watches more games than all of us combined. Mike, in honor of your record for the 15th week in a row, we have to go to you first for your rant. What do you got for us?
My rant is I don't know where to begin what we watched last weekend. I watched 3 teams that were 98.5% to win, one team 0.5% to win, and another team that was also 0.5% to win that almost won. That was Detroit. And the Rams, Detroit, the Packer endings. We have seen this year the craziest things. You know how we always say, are we living in a sim? What we watched this last weekend really makes you believe, guys, we might be living in a sim, because the odds of what we witnessed are so astronomical, you know. And then I even wrote out to my buddy, Ben, I said, look at this, right? Over the last 30 years in the NFL, when you lead by 11 points or more with 12 minutes to go, you're 91% to win. And it seems like now, you're 50-50 in the NFL this year. It's pretty incredible. I don't know where to go.
Mike, then why don't you just bet? Why don't you do some in-game betting and always just grab the 99-1 spot? You know, it seems like it's so easy.
Because I bet the 99-1 fucking shot and they lose by 100. That's
Dude,
why.
Can you please mute your phone?
Somebody's phone's dinging.
It's Mike.
Seriously,
Ding,
Mike.
ding,
It's
ding,
unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. We got to deal with this guy. Like, you know,
I didn't know it was even on.
We're putting it.
It's our fault, Mike. Mike can't take blame for anything.
I never bring my phone in my room here. I brought it with me. I'm sorry about that. Sorry. Anyways, pretty crazy.
Mike actually apologized, so I guess we'll take that as like a sign of I don't know what. I mean, you know what, Mike? I'm going to launch into my rant. I wasn't even going to do a rant, but you know what? I'm going to go to my rant. Okay, my rant is that Mike is a know-it-all. Okay, now we love Mike, but he told me, this is a true story. Mike went to the #1 political consultant in the world, and he said, I'm going to tell him how to win the election. And I said, are you serious? You're a random guy, and you think he's going to listen to you? Mike, I called Mike later, say he listened to everything I said. He thinks I'm a genius. I just started laughing. Mike went to Joe Lacob. These are true stories. In 2017, he came to me, went to a game, and he told Joe who to trade for. We won the championship in 15.
Tell Joe who to trade for. You just got jealous because I was sitting there for 3 hours and we were talking sports and you didn't have any idea what we were talking about. We talked about every different player. We talked about all different things, right?
Mike, it's my rant. Can I finish?
So don't knock me for fucking something the guy wanted to talk to me about.
Mike, can I finish my rant?
Sure.
Mike this is a true story, told Joe Lacob who he should trade for and how he should be thinking. Mike thinks that Joe listened to him. It's unbelievable. I'm not done yet. Now, Ben Jerusalem, who's one of the best, we brought his name up earlier, one of the best in the world at like fantasy sports. Mike told him the plays he should be making. Ben said, I'll bet you 10,000 next year that you can't beat me. Mike ignored that. Mike told me the best no limit hold'em tournament closer in the world. He tried to tell me how to close a tournament. I hung up so quickly. So Mike has this thing where he tells the best, smartest people in the world how they should be thinking. But that's okay to have this. But he actually thinks that his opinion is like he thinks he's God in some ways. Now, how do you take advantage of something like that? If you have one of these guys in your group, you just get him to bet, right? Every time they say something dumb, say bet, 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 bet. Now, we do love Mike, and he is pretty sharp. But come on, Mike.
If I would have just bet every time you said bet the last month and a half, I'd have like 50,000 more.
You could have beat me for 30,000 for sure. And it looks like, Mike, to your credit, when it comes to NFL picks, You're up 5 bets on our 5 units on our $10,000 bet. So we do love you, Mike, but you do tend to know it all. Okay, we're coming to David, the businessman Woodley, who started Speed Survivor. Check out speedsurvivor.com for some micro bets. Our guy Woodley has great knowledge and is sharp AF. Woodley, what's your rant?
Yeah, I'm glad I did a positive one last week because, I called it. I called it the whole world would go to shit after I did it. I was happy about McCarthy, the Vikings, the Wild, who still are doing good. And I said, I got to celebrate it now because it's all going to fall apart. And boy, did it ever. Now, to start with the good, because it's Christmas, the Seahawks did win an incredible game. That was probably the game of the year. I mentioned it, my family was there.
Incredible.
They had a great time. I thought they
game.
were toast. I mean, that was a great game. We can touch on that in a little bit.
They were toast.
But let's go to the rest of the week. My Oklahoma Sooners, which is where I went to college. I don't broadcast it too much because it's a garbage state. Kind of a garbage school these days. Garbage people. But I have a lot of friends from there. I had a good time. I like the team. They play Alabama in the playoffs, right? And this is a team,
I bet.
Oh, and shut up, Mike. Shut up,
let him finish his rant.
Mike,
Nobody
what
gives
the
a
hell
fuck,
are you
dude.
doing?
Anyways, they're 0-4 in the playoff, and I had a good feeling about this one, right? Like DeBoer is like 1 foot out the door to Michigan, all this. Oklahoma comes out just smoking them 17-0, and then it all falls apart. They were up 17-0, and it was 17-17 5 minutes later with a guy somehow goes for a punt. It got blocked only because the guy literally dropped it on the ground and then picked it back up. I've never seen anything like that. They threw the world's worst pick six. A guy, it was 3rd and 3. He could have ran for 15 yards for it, but he threw it.
Wait, Woodley, I'm helping you with your rant. You were up 17-0. Okay. Your quarterback went out. He could have ran 20 yards, 15 yards for sure. He threw the ball. You're up 17-0.
The guy was wide open. He dropped it.
The guy drops the ball, and I'm like, well, they're still up 17-0.
It went completely pear-shaped. So Oklahoma sucks. They're 0-5 in the college playoff. There's only been 2 times in the college playoff history where teams have blown 17-point leads. And, oh, boy, Oklahoma's both of them, 0-2 when they're up 17 points. They did it against that. So, cool. Good on Woodley, the only Minnesota and Oklahoma fan on earth. And then, all right, then we get to Sunday versus Giants versus Vikings. McCarthy comes out. And like I said last week, they just got to figure out what they got to do with McCarthy. All we got to do is see, is he the quarterback moving forward or not? That's all we need to see, right? The rest of the team is solid. They're probably a playoff team with average quarterback play the whole time. He looked okay. He went like 9 of 14. There was an interception that went off a guy's hand. 3 of those incompletions were drops. And, then he hurts his hand, and now it comes out today. It's a hairline fracture. He's probably out the rest of the year. So now we go into the offseason. We have no idea what we have with McCarthy. He either looked pretty good or the worst quarterback ever, which means we have to go out and overpay. Either we got to give up 1 million draft picks for Burrow or go overpay for broken Daniel Jones. We don't know what to expect. Once again, for like the 50th year in a row as the Vikings, we go into the offseason quarterback purgatory. I don't know how it happens. It's almost impossible. The one thing I said last week, I told people, I was like, you know what? McCarthy's got 3 more games. I will consider the season a success if we can say either A, he's the option moving forward, or B, they need to move off him. And now you can't say. They're in the middle. They're stuck in purgatory, and I don't understand how it happens every freaking year.
Poor Woodley. Woodley's the tortured Minnesota fan. All right. Now, look, I love Woodley. Okay. And he's a great guy. But I'll tell you this, I'm a Minnesota guy. I'm a Green Bay Packers guy. So I don't mind seeing his Vikings go down. But I feel bad for him. He's so tortured. When's the last time Minnesota won a championship, Woodley?
91. I was there in Game 7.
Kirby Puckett, buddy.
Yeah, Jack Morris, Kirby Puckett. I mean, some people will say the Lynx, and I don't want to take away from the Lynx, but like that's not there's like the big 4 sports, and then there's like college sports. Like anything else doesn't matter.
Put on your Lynx jersey. Put on your Lynx jersey.
None of it else really matters because then it's like MLS doesn't matter. Like WNBA, again, if you're a fan's great, but it doesn't count in my book, right? Like,
all right. Brandon Cantu, 2-time World Series of Poker winner. Really does have some well thought out takes. Cantu was kind of on fire. If you listen to everything he said on the podcast last week, he won every bet. He was probably like 8-0. I don't like this pick, Mike. I don't like this pick, Woodley. Everything was smooth for him. Now, Cantu, sometimes bets his entire net worth on one game. But
I didn't find that game. Haven't found that game lately.
Cantu, what's your rant?
Oh, man. First off, what a week. I think we've already said that, but what a week in sports, especially across football. It's just a couple of things that were bothering me. First off, let's start with running back over usage and under usage. We're going to start with Derrick Henry. What is wrong with John Harbaugh? All you got to do is give the ball to Derrick Henry. He was running over the Patriots and you win.
He destroyed me.
Yeah, it's like load management is something you need to like use as a guidebook, not as like the be all end all. That is one. Number two, what is going on in San Francisco? They are wearing and tearing McCaffrey down. They are abusing him, the second highest usage rate in history right now. He's touching the ball 27 times this last week. It is way too high, especially in a game that is way in hand. They need to spread the ball out. They don't need to use him so much. It's going to come to playoff time. He's coming off 2 ACL surgeries. He's just beat up. Take it easy on my guy McCaffrey, just so you can win.
That's great. And by the way, we're going to go to the break. I'm just going to say that like that Minnesota, that first of all, that like Bears, Packers game, like Mike said, it was about 1%. And that really hurt me as a Packers fan. And then the other game, the Rams versus the Seahawks, that was another like a 0.5%.
Incredible.
Crazy week. Great drama. The NFL is such a great product right now. We all love it. All right, we're going to break. We gave you our rants. We're coming back with our number one picks.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Welcome back, folks. We have a contest where we give away $500 a week thanks to our sponsor, Edge Boost. Check out Edge Boost's VSiN average show contest. Simply make 7 picks each week. NFL, well, I don't know if we can do much college. For your shot at $500, already have an Edge Boost account. That prize doubles to $1,000. Quarterly winners get airfare to Vegas, a 2-night stay at Circa Resort, and a guest spot on a VSiN show. It's free to play. Join us now at VSIN.com/Joe. VSiN.com/Joe. Mikey, you've been red hot still. What is your number one pick of the week? And is it a guarantee?
No, I shouldn't. When you go to the well too much on the guarantees, you just sometimes take it. But I'm not going to be. I was very disappointed in the Bronco effort last week on defense, which is why my number one pick this week is the under 37. It is 36.5 now, but you could get some 37 still. Okay, in the Kansas City Denver game. Denver is going to right the ship. Kansas City has no quarterback. I think they hired Woodley's brother as the quarterback, or is it your brother, Phil?
Mike, I think they're throwing. I think somebody's cat's throwing to you.
Canaan Toon or something. Listen, Denver wants to get out of this game healthy for the go all in game against the Chargers in Week 18. Because if the Chargers beat the Texans, that's for the division. They are going to run the ball. They're going to get out to probably a 21-0 lead, 20-0 lead, and then they're just going to rest everybody. I think the final score of this game, 27-3. I could lay the 13, but I just don't. I don't know if they're going to want to put it on Kansas City in the spot. I think they're just going to run the ball in cold weather, and Denver's defense they're going to play hard the first half. They're going to, last year when Denver was trying to get in, and Kansas City rested everybody. I think the final score was 41-0,
I think.
41-0, but I don't think it'll quite be this much. Because they have the game next week, and so I love the under 37 in this game. That's my number one pick.
I don't. I like the exact same score as the last game that they played last year. I think it was 41-0. This is going to be an absolute blowout. The Chiefs have no one left against a defense. This quarterback is going to be lost, young, doesn't know the system.
Just going to run.
This is going to be ugly, ugly, ugly. This is how you get to spend your Christmas night, watching this crappy game. 41-0. That's my score.
By the way, who would have predicted? Okay. that the Denver Broncos and Kansas City Chiefs, that the crappy team in this one would be the mighty Kansas City Chiefs. Who would have predicted they'd be out of the playoffs and Denver would be crushing? Nobody. All right, Woodley,
hold on.
thoughts?
I have to say one last thing. Let's say I would have made it through in Survivor, I would have been snookered to take the Chiefs and I would have been all in. Could you imagine how sad that would have been for my Survivor pick had I made
You
it?
saved the Chiefs all year, and then
I saved them for this. But
That's why it's funny you say that. Like that's why on Thanksgiving weekend, like one of the guys that didn't put his pick in, he only had 2 dogs left, and everybody else was used up, right? And he would have been forced to still be in, which is so incredible. So it just goes to show you sometimes sometimes it's just about survive, and you worry about other teams later.
Yeah.
Well, it's really about buying 100 picks so you could do all that. But we can talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about it some other time. But yeah, I just think they're just going to run the ball.
I actually think this. I'm actually excited to see this quarterback play for the Chiefs. I actually remember him in college. I follow a lot of the FCS.
what's his
stuff.
name, Woodley?
Kanan Toon
It's
or
Chris
something?
Oladukin.
Oh, that's Toons for the other guy. I'm sorry, that's for
Yeah. No,
that's
he's
the
starting
Packers.
Chris.
The Packers.
He actually looked okay in relief. I mean, he knows what he's doing. I mean, he's been on the team now for 3-4 years. I mean, it's not
really,
listen, he's a practice squad guy, but he knows the offense and everything. So I think this idea that they're going to lay down for them 41-0 is insane.
No.
They're obviously injured, but they're playing the rest of their starters.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pride on the line. Yeah, sure, I'll take the under because if you're the Broncos, why on earth would you throw it at all?
Right.
You should just try to win it 14-7 or 6 or 9, whatever.
Exactly.
It doesn't even
That's
matter.
what I'm thinking. Yeah.
I actually like the Chiefs to cover the 12.5 here because I think they do.
You
I
can
think,
get 13 right now still.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think-
guys.
I think they cover it, but sure, the under for Mike, and I think
I
they
like
cover
the
it.
under as well, and I'll tell you something interesting. I had the Chiefs last week because I thought this team has pride.
Oh, yeah.
Whoops. They got blown out, and it feels like they could have gone either way, right? Here's the mighty Kansas City Chiefs. When you're used to playing for championships, I think it's hard to play in a $300 buy-in tournament sometimes, knowing that from my own personal point of view. So I think the Chiefs have given up. I don't think they're going to score very many points. I'm also on the under. All right, we're going to go to Brandon Cantu. What is your number one NFL pick of the week?
As much as I hate to do this, we are in exciting times with my Seahawks. I'm going to go Seahawks at Panthers, 10 a.m. early game for the West Coast team going east. The line is 7.5. And I hate to say it, guys, but I am going Panthers. It really hurts me to say this. The Seahawks coming off that super emotional win last game. It looks like they feel like they won the division, but they have not. If you look, the 49ers are playing great football. I am so worried. Between the 49ers, Seahawks, and Rams, those 3 teams, I think you get the 3 best teams in the NFL in the same division.
Me too.
You guys agree with that? It's so strange.
It's hard to argue.
Niners
3 of the
suck,
top
but
5,
yeah.
but whatever. 3 of the top 5 teams. Continue, Cantu.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks win this game. I think it's going to be another real tight 24-23 type game. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and everybody's going to be yelling, "What's wrong with the Seahawks? What's wrong with the Seahawks?" But this is just what happens in the NFL coming off these super emotional wins. I've been red hot. I'm a Seahawks fan. I'm going anti-homer Panthers.
Wow. Anti-homer. Woodley, you're kind of a Minnesota and a Seattle homer. Go ahead, Woodley.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, the Panthers actually play pretty good pass defense. They also
good
play
last week.
They also play really well. Yeah, I mean, they it's a big win for them. They also play really good as an underdog, but this game is effectively meaningless for them. Assuming that Tampa beats Miami,
Yeah,
which
big
they
assume.
will. Well, I mean, they will. Whether
They lost 6.
Whether the Panthers win or lose this game, it really doesn't matter. Assuming Tampa wins it, Panthers, if they win or lose against Seattle, it does not matter because it all comes down to Week 18 versus at Tampa.
Unless Tampa loses.
So I think the Panthers are in a bit of a letdown spot, a little bit. I think Seattle is absolutely humming. I mean, obviously that game. Yes. Listen, they know they have to win. Like they have to win out to win the division. And like Cantu was saying, it seems like they won it's not even close at all. Like actually San Francisco can still catch them. They have to win out. There's just no other solution there. So they have to come out and they have to win. Carolina's been really good or really bad at times. I think they cover the 7.5. I think they come out. I think they take care of business. I think they should be able to run it down their throat. I mean, I think what was really encouraging about that Rams game is like they were kind of forced to feed it to Walker quite a bit, and he broke out and had a good game. So give me
you can lay 7 now, by the way.
Yeah.
I like it all the way.
We're going to give 7.5. Mikey, thoughts?
Yeah, I looked at this game a lot. As much as like Cantu says a letdown spot, and he is right. What's a bigger letdown spot?
You can't be a letdown spot in Week 17. Like it's impossible.
But the bigger letdown spot would be Carolina coming off the Tampa Bay game, because if Tampa Bay beats Miami, now you say they should. They're 1-7 in their last 8 games, so they don't have to. They lost to the Saints. They lost to Atlanta. They don't beat anybody. So
Miami's terrible, though. I mean, they don't have a quarterback. But go ahead.
Whatever. I thought the quarterback played fine last week. The defense.
I thought he
was
did
terrible.
too. I thought Ewers actually they got blown out, but Ewers he had a good first game, like as good of a.
And he'll be better this week.
It's a nice game.
The thing is Carolina wins this game and Tampa Bay loses. Like, why shouldn't Tampa Bay lose? I mean, the Bills went down to Miami, got the shit kicked out of them. You're trying to say like Tua is so much better than Ewers. The defense just Tua
is better than Ewers. That's for sure.
They're exactly they're considered.
Ewers was dog shit against the Bengals, who can't stop anybody, dude. Come on.
I mean, they got 24 points.
Yeah, I mean
when they were down like by 40, it was all garbage time. How many points did Ewers put up?
I didn't watch the game, so I have no idea.
0.
Okay, so but I think they'll be better this week. But the thing about I really looked at this game because I'm thinking, man, is Seattle going to cover the 7? And the thing I keep telling myself is kind of why David Baker had the Rams last week. I had the Rams last week. Is I've watched Darnold for the 3 weeks before. Okay, and then yes, Darnold made the great pass to Cooper Kupp to get that, but they weren't in the game. They had 3 turnovers. He was terrible in the red zone. He hasn't been good, and I just can't lay 7. And then the defense last week got completely shredded. They lost 3 defensive starters in last week's game. Are any of them going to be back this week? Because if not, I lean Carolina.
It's interesting because Darnold, like you guys have alluded to it, and Mike's a Darnold expert lately. But I'm going to give Mike some credit because Darnold did not look good the last 5 games. He's just not. I mean, he's not looking
good the last 7 minutes of the last game.
Correct.
By the way, I watched this game. I watched the whole thing of it. Yours was 20 of 30, 260 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Yeah, the 2 interceptions, a little bit of letdown. But let me tell you, Cincinnati's offense just marched up and down the field. I had a bunch of fantasy guys. So I had Chase Brown. Chase Brown scored 3 touchdowns. I was just swimming in points in this game. So, I mean, there was no way they were going to win. It was just the Bengals just scored every possession.
Okay, all right, guys, come on. So it's interesting. I think I'm going to make this unanimous pick, but I kind of have a bad feeling that Darnold might just come alive finally. But it's a long ways to fly.
It is
7.5 points, a lot to lay.
It's like the Rams game when the Rams were laying the 10.5 and they lost outright.
It's so hard for those West Coast teams going east.
Do you know? And I'll tell you something. It's so hard to predict what's going to happen with Carolina, right? Like they smash big teams, they lose to other teams, they win 30-0, they lose, 42-12. I mean, let's see.
They lost to the Saints 2 weeks ago, and then I mean,
Yeah.
they played a great game. Tampa Bay finally
Yeah.
showed up. Their defense came to play, and Tampa had all their offensive weapons, and everybody's like, well, if Tampa's defense shows up this week, they're going to fucking beat them because they got everybody back. And Tampa Bay's offense.
Woodley, we're going to come to you for your number one pick.
I mean, it finally worked. I kind of dogged on him earlier with my rant, but I have faith in
not Minnesota Vikings.
And
they're playing
this
good,
guy
by
right
the way.
here finally gonna wear the jersey.
Finally worked. He went 2-0 last week. He finally took his 2 homer teams, and
Got
they
the
finally both
Brosmer.
won.
It didn't get here in time for his first start, and I was really worried I'd never get a rocket because that first start was one of the worst of all time versus Seattle. But Brosmer is the starter officially as of a few hours ago.
Wow, good jersey.
Against the disastrous Detroit Lions, who have punted off the season. It's 7.5, and that's the only reason why I like it. But it's listen, it's 7.5. It's
We're going
Christmas.
7.5. We're going to give people leeway because it's right on that line.
It moved with that news. I mean, it's all over the place. It's about to go to 8.
You're right. It just moved right when we're on the.
Yeah, it's about to go to 8. And it will move because of Brosmer. It moved.
This line was 6 yesterday. By the way.
Yeah. It's the McCarthy news. It's just too many points. I mean, Detroit's a mess. It's on Christmas. It's at Minnesota. Minnesota has now won, I think, 4 in a row. So, like, QB issues aside, they're winning, and they're not tanking. They're playing with a lot of pride. They can have a winning season. That stuff is important to these guys, and they're all playing hard. Detroit, on the other hand, I mean, I called it before the season. I said their window is closed. I didn't know if it'd be this bad. But no, their window. I mean,
they have lost like not 7 starters and like 10 defensive players.
Well, they lost like 30, whatever. Mike always with it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like,
Mike has excuses for every team.
This is a team that came in this year that they came this close the last 2 years. They were expecting to be in the Super Bowl. I think they were like the favorites to win the NFC. So it's very disappointing. They just lost the dumbest game ever. When that ref, I want to make this clear. The ref made the right call, but the way he said it was hilarious. He's like, touchdown, game over. But by the way, it's overturned.
It's because it's a joke.
The Vikings already smoked them once in Detroit. Detroit has 0 defense. Brosmer looked pretty good in relief of JJ. So I think the Vikings keep it close. I actually think they win it outright. I think they keep this train rolling. I think Brosmer can do it. They're gonna cover the 7.5 easy.
Okay. The thing is the Vikings have won 3 straight. The first 2 against 2 of the 3 worst defenses in the NFL, Washington and Dallas. Okay, the Giants' defense had been good most of the year, and they played well last week against them. And now the Vikings get to play the actually Detroit over the last month is ranked the worst defense in the NFL over the last month. So Brosmer is going to put up points. The Viking defense has been great the last 3 weeks. Detroit will win this game, but it give me 7.5. I kind of like this. I saw 7. I was leaning towards the Vikings, and I hate to agree with Woodley because he's a homer, but it's all about defenses. When the Vikings play a good defense, they struggle. Like, I mean, the Giants played last week pretty good defense. I mean, what's his name? Your boy JJ McCarthy. He had a strip sack 7. He had a pick 6 that was taken away. The first pick wasn't his fault, but he wasn't good. Okay, because the Giants defense played well. But
so you like the Vikings here?
I like the Vikings because the Detroit's got the worst defense in the NFL. They couldn't stop. They knew that the Steelers were going to run the ball, and they still gashed them up the middle. The fact that the Lions had a chance to win that game, the odds of them having a chance to win that game had to be like 0.01%. And then they were probably the favorites to win at the end of the game. It was the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
Cantu.
Everything's the most incredible thing Mike's ever seen.
Well, every week we see this.
He sees the world as the eyes. It's like how he sees the world through the eyes of a child.
Yes, it's
the
like a
kicker,
7-year-old
the kicker
child,
for
like,
Pittsburgh.
wow.
That's the first 37-yard field goal he's missed in like 5 years, by the way.
Stop, Mike. Every week you say the greatest you've ever seen. Okay, just acknowledge that.
It's
Cantu,
just
give
a
us some
great
thoughts.
product. I love the Vikings here. This is almost as the more I kind of like of us talking to it, the more I like it more. I love the Vikings. I even like them to possibly win outright. I like the Lions. Man, you want to talk about a pissed off team that maybe just might just say F the season, dare I say. It just feels like they're just not going to show. I love the Vikings. I watched that game. They played such good defense. They are really clicking on all cylinders of what could have been this season for the Vikings if they had a quarterback. I think Brosmer, all he's just got to do is just be a game manager. Don't turn the ball over. Give me the Vikings and a bonus
boys.
pick money line.
Let me lay down the law on this one. Cantu likes the Vikings 7.5. Woodley likes the Vikings 7.5. His pick. Mikey likes the Vikings 7.5. I'm going to tell you that it's closer to this. There's been some sevens out there. I don't want to argue about it.
Right,
so
it just moved.
Okay, so we can lay it, lay an extra, 5. I like Detroit. I'll tell you why. Dan Campbell's not going to let this team give up. They're free rolling now. They have no pressure at all. They've been playing with pressure forever. They are just going to go crazy. They're going to score, and it's a revenge game. They're pissed off. The Vikings helped cost them the playoffs. Now it's a revenge game. Okay, so give me, against these three experts, the other side. Now we're coming with my number one pick, guys. My number one pick is the San Francisco 49ers -3 at the Chicago Bears. Newsflash. Today is December 23rd, and the 49ers have not punted the ball since November. This is a stunning statistic. And the 49ers offense is super healthy going into Sunday night's game. Not perfectly healthy, but compared to every other offense, arguably one of the healthiest ones. The Bears' run defense is 27th in the league. And Christian McCaffrey is a generational running back in his prime. The 49ers will score, and they will score a lot. I am not a believer in the Bears. I got very lucky to beat the Packers. They looked horrible for the first 3 quarters in that game. I couldn't believe how bad they looked. They were held like not very many points, not very many yards. By the way, the Bears might not win their first playoff game, but hold on. I'm going to give them their first playoff game at home, unless it's the Packers. The Packers have a little something waiting for them. All right, so give me the 49ers at home on Sunday night, -3, hosting the Chicago Bears.
Great game. I love it as well. Do you know why I love it? Because the 49ers are going to give the ball to McCaffrey 27 more times. This is great news if you're a 49ers fan and you want to win now and you want to win this bet this week. That is great. If you give the ball to them 27 times, they're going to win by 2 scores. And I think that's what's going to happen.
This game is going to be fun. It's the second highest total on the slate at 52.5 because the Niners
go over every week.
The Niners defense is horrible. I like the Bears. Sorry, some of the FaceTime calls coming in. I like the Bears because I think they're going to run it down. I think they're going to run down their throat. And I actually think the Bears defense is good enough to slow up the Niners a bit, and it's getting a field goal. I mean, it feels like a game that could come down to a field goal. I don't see this as a scenario where the Niners blow them out. And the Bears are just winning all these games at the end. And again, I brought it up last week, and it's
record for wins.
They'll be due for some regression, and like next week I'll probably be on the under for season totals. But these teams, for some reason, in a given season, they just like start winning these one score games. I mean, the Vikings did it twice in the past 4 years. I mean, obviously the Chiefs
Kansas
did it
City
last year. Yeah, last year. And then this year it's the opposite. It's never like 50-50. So I don't know. I mean, the Bears just are just winning all these games.
Yeah, I'll tell you something else, Woodley.
I'm
going to Mike on this in a second. I just want to say that, on the other side of this, the Bears have the number 2 or number 3 strength of schedule. Man, they have had a tough. And when I went looking for that statistic, I was like, the Bears have had an easy. No, they haven't.
Yeah, it was easy early in the year, but lately, the last 4 weeks, they've won every game against tough teams.
Go ahead, Mike.
All right, thanks for finishing Phil's sentence.
No, I love it, Mike's dead on. I agree.
No, and listen, the thing is that you can't get over excited what you watched last night with Indianapolis and San Francisco. For some reason, Indy's was missing their 2 starting cornerbacks and their starting safety, but even though they've been missing them. I mean, Ward was back last week, got a concussion. The safety got knocked out last week, but their defense have been playing great, and the fact that San Francisco made that defense look like Swiss cheese, like that's the most. Listen to this number. That's the most points any team has ever scored against a Phillip Rivers-led team. And they made it look easy, and Purdy looks unbelievable.
Unbelievable. The accuracy on those throws, wow.
I mean,
They're right in the numbers.
He looks like the Purdy we watched up until he got injured last year. Coming off a big win, I think that they're not going to let down with Seattle on deck, not with the Bears. This is going to be a fun game to watch. I think if you like the Bears, you could wait, because I think this game might move off 3 to 3.5. And I think if you like San Francisco, you take San Francisco. I had the Bears last week as one of my 2 picks. I got lucky as can be. I'll be the first to admit it. I'm gonna at home. God, their defense is
tortured.
Not
Look at Mike's tortured.
I am
face.
tortured. Give me San Francisco -3. I don't like it that much, but I don't hate it.
Okay, guys. All right, we've given you our number 1 picks. That's a wrap on number 1 picks, but we're coming back in 1 minute with our number 2 picks.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
The Feta Sports Podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, Splash Sports. If you don't know Splash, the founders bought OfficeFootPool.com and RunYourPool.com. They're now live in 45 states and Canada. Download the Splash Sports app, currently sitting at number 7 in the Sports App Store and climbing. You'll find all sorts of contests and bets starting at $5. Thanks again to Splash for sponsoring the Fade Us podcast. Side note before I go to our number 2 picks. 1, Cantu and I have been playing a bunch of Splash Sports contests, including we're playing the college football one. So now we have some tough choices coming up this week. All right. Woodley's number 2 pick is also Mikey's number 2 pick. They both love some crappy I don't know. Give us your pick. Woodley, you start.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Saints, 2.5 point favorite at the Titans. Now, the Titans actually look pretty good against a dead Chiefs team. But the Saints team, listen, they've been they were left for dead.
Tyler Shook, man, 2nd round draft.
Yeah, Shook looks okay, or how you pronounce his name. Like, they did a bunch of gimmicky crap with Taysom Hill, which was fun. Like, they're having a lot of fun out there. And I had forgot that this was Kellen Moore's like first year too, right? So this isn't your standard.
It's been a great season.
This isn't your standard like garbage team that is what are they right now? They're 5-10 actually, which isn't that bad. So it's not your average like garbage team where everyone's going to get fired at the end of the year. Like, they're actually building on something here. So
they've won 3 in a row.
They've won 3 in a row. They're getting a lot of momentum. Obviously, all these guys are going to keep their jobs. Like, they actually might have a quarterback of the future kind of out of nowhere, right? I mean, they started with like Rattler, and he was a disaster. So, yeah, they've been playing well, and I really like Moore. And the Titans are still the Titans, but even they've looked a little bit better as of recent as well. So, I mean, I won't watch this game because it has like 0 ramifications on anything meaningful. But yeah, give me the Saints. But man, the Titans have impressed me.
Yeah, this is my number 2 pick, and it's more of a reason for. You watch how the Saints are getting better and better. See, what shows growth in a team and in a coach is when they start believing in the coach and they start improving and improving and improving. And even before they had this 3-game winning streak, which is against Tampa, Carolina, both one of them's going to the playoffs, and also they destroyed the Jets last week, which I thought they would because the Jets have quit. Like I almost wanted to go against the Jets this week with the Patriots, but unfortunately, I like this game. And the Titans. Listen, that was their Super Bowl. They get we beat the Super Bowl champs. I know they were missing everybody, but they knew they were up for the game because they knew Kansas City was missing everybody, and they really wanted to put it on them. And now they got to go back to the Saints, and I just think the Saints. it's just a spot. I just like the Saints in this spot. I think
Yeah.
that Ward has gotten much better, but they still have a ton of injuries on the defensive side of the ball. I think the Saints are getting better, and I think the Titans blew their wad last week. And give me this. I love the Saints in this game. They're almost my number one pick. I went with them as my number two.
I'll go really quick as I don't have much to add. This has got to be the most boring game we've talked about all season long. It is just a snoozer. I'll take the Saints. I don't care why. It's just such a crappy game. That's all.
All right.
have.
I mean, even Woodley, who picked the game, said he's not going to watch it. Okay, now I'm also gonna go with the Saints. I do have one quick thing to add.
Danny, can you please put up the weakest unanimous pick in podcast history?
It's very interesting to me how and Mike pointed this out in the past. Some of these teams with a losing record, they win their last 5 games in a row, and those teams always seem to cover their season total the next year. This team has not given up. They're playing to win. Okay, we're going to move on to Brandon Cantu's number 2 pick. Who you got, Cantu?
A much more exciting game to talk about. Eagles at Bills, Sunday, 1 o'clock Pacific game. Bills coming off a real lackluster performance against the Browns. Yep. Yeah, that was the ultimate flat spot. The Bills kind of doing what the Bills always do. They just don't show up against teams like this. They should have blown them out. The Eagles, who me and Phil talked about this game on the phone a lot when the Eagles played Washington last week. I liked Washington, and I liked Washington with Mariota. They were playing good, and I think
had the
Phil
ball up 10-7. You're right. They were playing
Phil kind of got lucky to get out of this game alive, because once Mariota went down, and I can't remember who the third string was.
Come on,
that was
man.
The end of the
Eagles ran it
that
up.
Was
I was
the
expecting
end.
him to run it up. Cantu.
That was the end of Washington. I was like, Phil, there you go. You were right on your analysis.
They ran it up because the one team couldn't move the ball with the fourth string quarterback.
Terrible quarterback play by, I forget who that third stringer was.
James Johnson.
Josh Johnson.
The guy who was the San Francisco third stringer the year they were in the championship game, and he got knocked out.
Yeah. And just for this reason, the Eagles, I think the Eagles are, I think there's a lot of unhappy people. I say this every week that just want out of this disaster. I don't think they're clicking on all cylinders. I think they're going to get the Bills' best shot. Bills kind of that last look ahead last week. Give me the Bills.
You know, this was before I threw the total.
Mike, can you repeat the line before you start?
The line was 2.5, just got bet down to 1.5. So the Sharps are betting on the Eagles. I don't see it at all. I mean, they beat a Raider team who is awful. Okay, they beat a Washington team who is awful, and Washington had the lead with the ball late in the third quarter, and then everything fell apart because they had no quarterback play. They're not good. Their offensive line is not good. Okay, Lane Johnson is not going to be back. They're bringing him back.
Is back. He is back.
Are you sure?
Lane Johnson. I heard this morning. I heard he's back.
Okay, well,
look at this. You know how Mike gets with these offensive linemen.
Lane Johnson is worth a point. Okay, he's like the best offensive lineman in the league.
He's not worth a point.
I know for a fact that this Eagle team isn't good. Now, I said it all year. The Bills' defense stinks, but the Eagles' offense was ranked like 29th. I guess if you count the last 2 weeks, they probably moved up to 22nd. They're going to have to put up. The Bills are putting up points. Okay, last week was an anomaly. They were flat as can be, coming off the Patriot win with the Eagles on deck. Cleveland was ended up being one of my best picks last week. I can't believe the line's moving my way. I'm with you, man. I like the Bills. If the Eagles win this game, I'm going to be sick. I'm going to be
away
sick
from the Eagles.
We're running out of time, so I'm just going to say like Bills. Yeah, the Eagles suck.
We have the Eagles. They beat the Packers. They beat the Lions. They lost to the Red Hot Cowboys. Okay. Then they lost to the Bears. They lost to the Chargers, and they smoked the Raiders, and they smoked the Commanders. So to me, I think I'm going to have to go with the Eagles because I think they solved a lot last week. I think they scored 31 and 24 the last few weeks. Give me the Eagles. Okay, now it's time to move on to my number 2 pick. Ready, guys? I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals. Mike's scrambling to see who they play. It's the Bengals at home. And let me make sure I have this right.
Playing the Cardinals.
Yeah, they're playing the Cardinals. I've just not been impressed with the Cardinals at all. And I think that Burrow is, for some reason, Cincinnati's still trying. They crushed last week. And so I think Burrow is, he's a top 3 quarterback in the league to me. And he's just so accurate. And I just don't know what the Cardinals are even playing for. So I think that, and they've shown it before, guys, Cincinnati has pride down the stretch. They won a bunch of games late last year, and I think they're going to play hard. Burrow may or may not want to be traded, but in order to be traded, in order to be landed a good team, I think he has to look really good. I think Cincinnati is going to win this. Cantu, you're a Cincinnati guy. Thoughts?
No, I think Cincinnati wins. I think they win, but I like the Cardinals. I actually think the Cardinals, they are trying. They had they lost 26-19 against the Falcons last week, but I actually think they're trying. I think the Falcons were trying last week. I think this is going to be a very close game. Again, not on my radar of games that I want, and we're on short time. Give me, don't give me the Bengals. They keep it close. Who they playing? That's how
they're playing Arizona.
The Cardinals. That's how little I care about this game.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I give me the +7 here.
Yeah,
I can't lay 7 with this. Even though all the sharps were on them last week, and rightfully so, against Miami, because Miami decided they were just going to quit once they benched Tua. But Arizona hasn't quit. They're playing hard. I agree. The Bengals aren't 7 points better than anybody in the league with that defense. They haven't improved. I actually like the over in this game at 53.
Yes.
I mean, this is going to be the typical Bengal game of 36-31 in favor of the
Woodley.
Bengals, probably.
I don't care. The only thing I care about is if Burrow is going to be the Vikings quarterback next year. I don't know. Give me Arizona, I guess. I won't. No.
Woodley will take the points. Okay,
I'll
guys.
be at Disney. Will not be watching this game. Won't care.
We gave you our number 2 picks. A couple of them are real stinkers to watch. But it's me against the world one more time. And by the way, this might move to 6.5. So, wait a few days because right now it's at 7. Okay, we're coming back.
Be sure to be staring at your odds screen all day on Christmas. Don't be with your family. Wait to see if the Bengals game gets down to 6.5.
Okay, Woodley. All right, let's take a break, and we're coming back with some more thoughts on survivor pools.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Folks, you might be listening to this podcast because you want an edge, or maybe you want to see us make fun of somebody. You have the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Pro better spend thousands of dollars on data and tools, but they don't want you to know you can get basically the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro, VSIN Pro. You'll get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Just tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets. It's a really good tool. A lot of data there. All right, guys, we're going to talk quickly about Splash Sports contests. Cantu, lead us off.
Oh, I love the Splash Sports contest. I'm addicted, Phil. I'm addicted. I've been putting in a lot of lineups in. They had the Kelly in Vegas college football survivor pool on Splash Sports. We all did it. Woodley got 1 of 2 picks through. Phil, you got 10 of 15 picks through. I got 1 pick through. I have been going through the weeds all week. On the survivor, do I want to just win like 1,000 or 2 and take all chalk and go through? Or do I want to make the real money? Do I want to take like a Texas Tech? Do I want to take Oregon or whoever the picks are and really win some big money by taking a weird championship team? Honestly, I spent an hour or 2 talking to Jay White about these picks. What are you having fun with that one, Phil?
I love it. And, it's interesting is last time I entered the Splash Sports, I entered for the NC2A basketball tournament. I snookered myself because I wasn't paying attention. I would not have won anyway because I had Duke. But you have to be real careful. So there's two games on the top of the bracket, 2 games on the bottom of the bracket. And it's a survivor pool, so you have to choose the winner of each. So you already have to know, hey, I'm predicting this team to win. I'm predicting these teams for the semis. And you have to basically get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the next round, 7 games through perfectly now. You have to go 7-0 to win some big money. And you're right, Cantu, if a surprise team wins it and you have predicted
$250.
You could win $250,000 if you have some goofy team winning, like, I don't know, Miami. I don't think they can win, but maybe I'll use one pick on them to try to win $250,000. Okay, guys, great podcast. It's a pleasure to see you guys. We got Cantu back in Washington, right near Seattle. We got Woodley in Jersey at his home, New Jersey. Mike's in Vegas. I'm back in Northern California. Thanks for listening, guys.